Hello. Finally back. This time I'm doing something a bit different. Let's see what we got here. So as you can tell by the title, uh, I don't know. It's going to be something along the lines of like Letterboxd Pro DIY for free, something like that, or Letterboxd Plus. You'll see about that in a second. Um, yeah, I'm gonna just head straight into it now. So all the ads still here. Um, yeah, I haven't updated anything as far as that. But the title is there for a reason. So, in my first video, I was talking about a certain project that I had planned, and today I want to show you, I guess, phase one, what I've completed so far. It's taken a few days to get this done, surprisingly. Still kind of new to this, but um, I'll show you this. Okay, so I made a so basically the end game is to make a, I guess, dashboard of all of my Letterboxd scene information. So you know how like with when you have Letterboxd Pro and Patron, it'll show you most watched this, most watched actor, director, or uh, what countries you've seen movies from, which ones you haven't, stuff like that. So I want to just literally make my own version of that, like for free. So I'm gonna start with. So how I started was okay. So I just looked into web scraping. Started. So the only thing I knew about web scraping, because I'd done a small project before, was Beautiful Soup, and using import requests. So I found out quickly that okay. Let's see what I searched up here. Um, let's see. Okay, so I wanted to be able to take all the info from my letterbox, and I was searching here. Didn't want to use an API because you actually have to send an email to Letterbox, and I could do it without an API. It's just without the API, I believe I would not be able to. The code wouldn't be able to update automatically as the site changes. So I have not logged a movie since I started this project because I don't want the link to change that it's collecting the information from. But I have watched one movie in the past few days that hasn't been logged. What's that Celine song movie? Celine song movie. Materialist. Yeah, you'll see my score for that. I'll show you my score for that. It's a 3 or a 3.5. I don't want to wait. It's either a 3 and 3.5. I've seen people give it. Let me look at it right now before I continue with my project. Um, I've seen people give it like a 4, which I think is okay. That's not right. Oh yeah, that is right. A 4, which is interesting. This movie just like pushed my buttons and irritated me, especially towards the beginning. Um, these characters were not deep at all. I mean, they gave uh, Dakota and Chris. What are their characters? I don't know. It gave Dakota and Chris like you could see their backstory, and there's gonna be spoilers in this quick review. You can see their backstory and all that. But I mean, when it came to the stuff with Pedro, his character was all right. I mean, I feel like everyone was kind of one dimensional. Maybe just because because the fact that that she was so materialist, and everyone in this world, well, everyone in her world was just like her. It just really just took me out of it. I don't know. I know it's supposed to like it's supposed to make you hate them, but like for me, it was like I don't know. It just kind of took me out of it. But I don't know. I think spoiler at the ending. The two that you assume are gonna get together, um, do get together, despite the title. Literally, despite the title, because I heard on TikTok that Pedro was gonna get with Dakota because Pedro's the rich guy with a bunch of money, but he doesn't. They're not a good. He's not a good match for Dakota. So it actually ends up that Chris, even though he's a broke actor, he still gets back with his ex girlfriend Dakota Johnson. But that's enough about that. Um, so yeah, I looked into. I didn't need the API. Then I looked at. So I wanted. What did I search up? Okay, so I put into AI all the categories I wanted to be able to get scraped, and let's see, it was able to do that for the first page. All right, but what was I searching up? I gave it the URL that it needed. It was able to skim through my first page, and then it needed what was it? Okay, something about pandas, how to run both. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So I eventually found out that I needed a new library called, where is it? Selenium. In order to, yeah, here it is. I needed to import that and to be able to look through every single page instead of just one. So this library, no, this one basically was able to go page through page automatically scanning every single one of these. It actually, with I'll show you. I stopped using ChatGPT because it kind of sucks, and then I moved to here. So let's see if I can scroll down. Yeah. Okay. So, I eventually. Oh yeah. As well, I figured that every single source that I asked, it kept telling me to use Jupyter instead of VS Code, even though I was way more familiar with VS Code. Now I'm kind of familiar with both. I've been using Jupyter for nonstop for the past few days, so I've grown to like it a bit more, especially since I'm not watching a tutorial video. I'm kind of learning how to use it on my own. It's definitely gotten a bit easier. But okay, so yeah, so all this stuff in these libraries imported, all the stuff with Chrome driver and Selenium WebDriver, that's kind of what helps to flip through each page and scan it automatically. And actually, when you run the code, when I first started doing it, it would open its own remote controlled Chrome web browser, and I could see it automatically going from page to page to page. That caught me off guard at the beginning, but yeah. Let's see. I considered doing a front end part, but it said, I mean, I haven't even made a back end. This isn't really a back end, it's just scraping it. I mean, I guess it is. I don't know. What else? Okay, so yeah, now I'm going to show you. Okay, so basically, all this stuff. Okay, not that. All this stuff is. None of this really changed too much. The biggest problem that I had was, see, you can see that it extracts the title. I'm not gonna mess up the title. What else? Release date, or now let's change to release year. Well, it prints release year. Runtime. Every single thing that I wanted, it would output, but basically it. Okay, so two things. It wouldn't do the runtime. It would runtime just put nothing for that, and then I kept trying to do my own average rating, and it just would not work. Like everything I tried, so I literally gave up on that, and that part isn't even in this code anymore. But I did one thing I did add that I forgot to add, which I added later on, was the average rating. So I'll scroll down. I'm not this whole video isn't really a tutorial. It's kind of just a rundown, a really quick rundown on how I decided to go through it. I was gonna do a whole video with, like, because this is part one. This is the the Python part. I was gonna do just one big video about the Python, and then part 2, which is the sequel, and then part 3 was the visualization. I don't know which visualization tool I'm using, either Excel or Tableau. But yeah, I was gonna do that all in one video, but this is probably better. So yeah, whenever it would scrape. So when I first started the code, it would scrape just the first 50 films, because it was just programmed as a demo. So it scraped the first 50, and then it would give the results of the first 3. And let me show you what that looked like. There's so much information in this window, it's kind of hard to scroll without skimming past. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it would show this right here. It would show title, release year, runtime. It'd be empty, I think, and then average rating would be none. I eventually got the average rating to be fixed, and I think it took so long for me to get the average rating. Like, let's look at Claude. If I can even look at my past, okay, chats. Okay, 2 days. That's as far back as it goes, I guess. Analysis, parsing. I can't really. These titles are not very explanatory. Okay, what was the issue here? Because now I fixed everything, so it's so hard to know what I'm trying to fix and what specific time. Okay, yeah, so it looks like... Okay, yeah, so sometimes I'd have a problem where it would scrape everything, nothing was printed. That was a pretty easy fix because of the help of AI. So this is what I'm talking about. My rating, I kept trying to do that, nothing would happen. Runtime, nothing would happen. And so these were the main 3 issues that took a while. And then this is one that I noticed like literally yesterday that it took a while for me to see. And then I obviously got rid of this too. But yeah, so I had to get rid of what I had to get rid of. I had to add the runtime, which that wasn't too bad. And then I had to get rid of the my rating in general because it just wasn't working, and the average rating took a bit longer. And my theory as to why it took a bit longer is because everything that I needed. Okay, so here's the runtime right here. I think that the runtime, it was hard for me to be able to program it to find it, because everything else it was easier because it's a link. See, all these, if I needed the names, it could easily identify the links, and it's same with all these different categories. Yeah, they're all links, even the studios. Yep, as you can see here. I didn't need to collect the alternative titles because that's just, see, even the genres, themes, those are all links. And then yeah, so my theory as to why the runtime was so hard for it to identify was because it's just a text next to 2 links. And then I gave up on my personal score because I kept trying to make it calculate the stars, and eventually I found out, it can't do it because the stars aren't. This is where it would have seemed obvious at first hand, but the stars aren't. It's not like a physical number. It's not written out as 3.5 or 3. It's physical stars being filled in. So what I tried to do was make the code recognize that. One second. Make the code recognize that the stars have a certain width. So if I go here, yeah, okay, so if I go here, the width is 126, and I try to put in AI that, okay, you see this width assigned, it's 126 pixels, and I went through here. I'll show you how I did it, and I put 126 equals 3.5, and then Oops, that's not right. That something's wrong. Something is. Anyway, somehow I figured out. I was able to. Okay. Oh, here it is. Here it is. See, 18, 36, 72, so on, all the way to 180. I tried to make it identify each measurement as either a star or either half a star all the way to 5 stars. That didn't work. Sounds pretty logical to me, but I guess I don't know enough about coding, which is fine. I'm still kind of new to this. But, yeah, besides that, there's some problems with the indents that I thought were the problem. Let's see. But, okay, yeah, so the biggest issue with my code that I am not gonna fix is how, like, unrealistic it is for a large data set. I'll show you exactly what I mean. So, the thing with code is you want to make it as efficient as possible. So, I did that for the most part. I think this is pretty efficient. So, yep, scrolling. And then there is a part in this code that you need to insert all the information that needs to be oh wait, no, that's not, this is the wrong code. Oh yeah, this is the right one. Okay, so no, is this the right code? No, that's okay. So code number 2, I have all this. Code number 2 is below. I have all this information that was scraped from the first code. Okay, and I needed to put that into a big table to be able to put it into a CSV file so I could do other stuff with that. I'll talk about that later. But so yeah, this is a problem. This is the most inefficient way to do this, but I kind of tried to figure out how to do it properly. It didn't really work, mainly because I didn't have time to. Well, I do have time. I don't know. It was just, I had already spent so much time on this, and it was irritating me. And if I could just do what I'm about to show you and it not really have any issues, then I think that's fine for now. Obviously, you can't do that on the job, but so I'll show you. You got all. So basically, I needed to use Pandas, the Pandas library, to take every single film's intro information, all 1,560, yeah, and put it into a big table. So you got all this, and then right here it says the film text, so the information that is going to be in the table. So the problem is it has each individual film listed here. Okay, that's what the heck. Each individual film listed here all the way to 1060. That's all in one cell block of code, which is not good. Like, you can't do that with a million lines of code. Your PC is gonna explode. Like, it's not possible. But I'm lucky that my, I guess, I don't know, this project is not as big as what a company's would be. Like, I'm lucky that I didn't have to literally copy and paste from a Word document like 2 million codes, 2 million movies into this code, because my computer would shut off. Like, it wouldn't work. Thank God I only have 1560. But yeah, I'm gonna keep scrolling. There's definitely a more efficient way, but I just don't care. Okay, yeah, that's the end. So 14. Okay, I gotta scroll 100 more. 15, 35. Okay, I'm gonna do this by hand now. Okay, I just skipped it. The last film. Okay, so now it's got all that information. It's able to turn it into a table with rows and columns. Here's my titles for the rows, and then it fills all that in with the information for each film. Luckily, I don't know what AI did to help me with this, but Um, oh, okay. So it showed the first 5 rows as an example. Thank God it didn't do all of them, or else this little scrolly thing right here on the right would be minuscule. But yeah. So it only shows the examples for the first 5. I also don't know why it asked. It gave me the URL or the description. I never asked for that, but I'm not gonna complain about the description. That could be useful or could be cool to have in the CSV that you'll see got exported. But yeah, so also with the missing values, you put NAN or NA, I think, because some of them are silent film, some of them are like talking about, when I say indie, I mean like the person I follow on TikTok made them and it has like maybe a couple thousand views. But yeah, I'm talking about Future Lights. But yeah, this is the table. It's right now it's perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. And just to make sure, I had to ask AI. Sounds kind of dumb, but I had to ask AI about the. As you can see, the actors and the description is kind of cut off. I just had to make sure that if I put that into a CSV, you'd be able to read it properly. Like everything would be there. And yeah, it's all there. Just can't see it here. And I didn't want to make the cell blocks any bigger because it looks kind of ugly. It takes up way too much space than it needs to be. And also, this kind of seems dumb, but I also had to ask if the index starting at 0 would impact the listing in the CSV, which it doesn't. It's just in the code, and it's just in Python it says 0, but that doesn't matter. So everything is awesome. 0 all the way. Okay, that's not right. I just messed something up. Scrolling. That's okay. Here we go. 0 all the way to 1560, or this is gonna say 5049 or 59, because of the starts at 0. But yeah, that is everything. So I was gonna show you something. Oh, my CSV. Okay. So, since it didn't have my personal ratings, I found out that on Letterboxd, I can't believe I found this out like at the worst timing possible, but I guess I still need to do the rest of my project. Here, I'll show you a little insight into my folder. So, with Letterboxd, you can actually export all of this information. Watch list, watched, profile. I don't know what profile is. Okay. Oh, 4 favorites. Yeah. So you can export all this into CSV and put it in wherever you want on your computer. But I still needed to web scrape because when you looked at your watched, let me see. Yeah, it doesn't have all the information that I wanted to collect. It just has the date you logged it, the name, year of release, and the URL. I don't know what it is with these URLs being displayed, but whatever. So my goal is to take my personal rating from this window right here. Let me exit out of that. And to use SQL to combine it, aka just take that personal rating row and add it to this row, which is the CSV that got exported from Jupyter. So as you can see, it's got everything, nothing's cut off. It's got everything I need, even the URL at the end. And I actually decided to order this the same way as the personal ratings, in order of, what is it? Yeah, title ascending. So as you can, here, let me see if I can show you. Exactly the same. 42, starting with 42, then 1917, all the way down to Zoom is at the end, I believe. So yeah, I'm gonna use SQL to combine these two tables, and with that new table, I'm then going to put it into, okay, that's not okay. I'm gonna put it into either Tableau or Excel. I'm not completely sure yet because, okay, so the reason I'm on this Tableau instead of the app is because the app keeps crashing, and I don't know why. I literally have no. I've deleted it and downloaded it today probably 4 times, and by that time I just gave up. I was gonna use Excel, but I want to thank the Lord that Tableau Public is on a web browser version, because I if I didn't have because it seems like this is the best option to do that with. I've been talking to people looking at Excel as an option. One thing that I do need to ask is, I'm going to show you my portfolio. Okay. So, this right here, okay. I'm not sure. Oh, wait, I can just pull it up on my. One sec. So, this is Tableau right here. One thing I'm not sure is if Tableau. Is this right? Yeah, if Tableau is able to do this. See that? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that is nice. An interactive dashboard. Never seen that before until my project that I did, following a YouTube video, verbatim. But what I want to know is, one thing I saw on YouTube literally like 5 minutes ago is that what was I gonna say? Excel, you cannot. It's not able to identify. Excel is not able to identify locations, like on a map. It won't be able to do that. So if I say like USA, it won't see that as a location. It'll just see that as a what is it? It'll just see it as like as a line in code. Like it would just won't be able to process it properly. So what I want to figure out, I want to keep doing more research, and I want to figure out how. Not really how. I want to figure out which of those two would be better for me to use for my project, because the Python part took a while. Like that actually, like, it was starting to irritate me, and that's why I gave up on the end. Well, that's why I did that's kind of why I did probably the worst shortcut possible if you're like really into coding. Like, this is not something that, like, this will probably make coders sick to their stomachs and something like that. But I'm trying to be a data analyst, and in data analysis, Python is on the back burner. That's not really something you're gonna do a lot. What you use it for, like, I don't even know. Do people in data analytics really like web scrape like that? I highly doubt it. I think we deal with, I mean, this is structured data, but like, I think we deal with it like more like, I don't know. We're not gonna collect the data ourselves. It's already presented to us. But that gets me on the next topic. I am gonna try to deal with more, since I do want to go into data science eventually. Not anytime soon. Maybe in my 30s, after I've had a long time in data analytics, getting used to that. I do want to go into data science, because one thing that I do know is that a data scientist deals with unstructured data sets. So I'm kind of looking into that. But as of right now, what I'm doing is this. What, as you can see, where's my Letterboxd Plus? That's a new name, because I got Patron, they got Pro. So I was thinking either Premium or Plus, and I wanted it to be like a shorter name, like, because Pro, Patron, those are all quick. Premium is a bit longer, so I just did Plus. I don't know. Letterboxd, please sponsor me, please. But yeah, so next step is using here it is, SQL. Combine these two CSVs right here into one, and then put that into either Tableau or Excel. After that, we're probably going to go back to the regularly scheduled videos, moving on to the 1950s, if I'm correct. Let me see. Yeah, 50s. So that'll be interesting. I guess now I can log the material list since I've already got my CSV files, so I mean it's really not gonna do much harm. But yeah, that is. I guess that's it. That's all I've got. But let me see if there's anything else I need to do before. This next video will probably come pretty soon. Yeah, here it is, 1950s. This will be good. That's a big spoiler for the next video, but whatever. You weren't supposed to see what it looks like, even though pretty sure I already showed it to you. But yeah, so after this whole project, back to the regular videos, and then I'm gonna be doing. The goal is to be a data analyst because I'm about to graduate college. Literally, I'm gonna walk the stage in 2 days. Yeah, me. But yeah, more projects on the way. Probably not going to talk about that on screen because they're not movie stuff. And art is film is life, right? Yeah. My banner. Yeah, art is film is life. Anyway. Just leaked my email. One sec. That's not right. Switch. Oh. That's not good. That is not good. I'm gonna turn the music down. Anyway, yeah, that's about all I got for this YouTube video. There we go. Perfect. I guess I will see you in the next one. Remember, art is film is life. Thank you very much. Oh, one extra thing. Yeah, I just lost my train of thought. Future projects that I won't be talking about. That's going to be hopefully working with the city, working with university for healthcare. Kind of want to do projects for finance, healthcare, and maybe with my local county or city. But yeah, that's about all I got. Thank you for watching. Bye. If I can figure out how to. Yep, there you go. See you. Thank you.